What's up? Welcome back, enchanters, to another complete collection of Tinkerbell. Where do we start? Fair warning, if you're watching right now, this is going to be a very, 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 very long video. It's intense. I mean, where do we even start? It's the longest video you're probably going to experience on this channel because Tinkerbell is Jim Shore's favorite Disney character, and the way he does her wings with his rose motif detailing is just absolutely stunning. And that's why he just loves this, and he makes at least minimum 2 pieces a year, minimum. But before we continue with this incredible video, remember, we have a giveaway. Have you checked that giveaway out? Let's go play that video, and I'll see you back here in a moment. And don't forget about our incredible giveaway that we're having. This is for reaching 1,000 subscribers. The moment we get to 1,000 subscribers, we will be doing this incredible giveaway, which is the 100-Acre Caper Adventure Winnie the Pooh piece. In order to be eligible to earn this giveaway, you must be subscribed to our channel, you must like our videos, and every video that you comment under and that you share, you get multiple entries. So if you share our video, you get 2 entries, and for every time that you comment on any of my videos, beginning from the months of July through once we get to the 1,000 subscribers. My goal is to get to 1,000 by the conclusion of August. Fingers crossed, with your support we'll get there. You will be receiving an entry. So you get 2 entries for sharing the video, share it on any of your platforms, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere on social media, Instagram, and if every time you comment on any of our videos and you engage with me, you also get an entry. So this is a beautiful, beautiful piece. As you zoom in, it's one of my favorite Winnie the Pooh Jim Shore pieces ever made. It's this beautiful tree bark, Winnie reaching inside the tree to gather some honey. There's the little details with the bees, and then you have his best friends, Tigger, Piglet, and Eeyore, all supporting him on this venture. It is absolutely adorable, and I can't wait for someone to earn this. So may the odds forever be in your favor, and let's get back to our video. And we're back. Now, I'm going to tell you, before we even dive in, right? I had no intention to do this video. None. Zilch. Zip. I know Tinkerbell's a big trigger for all of our Disney Jim Shore collectors. She's a huge trigger. She's a trigger for me because there's way too many pieces of her. But the reason why I'm here today is because I officially completed, as of today, my Tinkerbell collection with my holiest of grails. And if you haven't noticed her, it's this piece right over here. It is the Tinkerbell bird bath, which we're going to dive into in a moment. I'll dive into how I allocated her, all that fun jazz, momentarily. But I am so excited to be here with y'all because I never thought I would film this video in 2021, let alone any time within the next 2 or 3 years, because this is, in my experience, the most difficult piece to find in the entire series. And so I can't wait to share the logistics of how I got her, what I paid. I'm now connected with the person who sold it to me, and all that fun jazz when we get to that in a moment. There's going to be multiple, after this segment of all of these, we're going to be doing garden and all standalone Tinkerbell pieces, and then we're going to finish it off with holiday. So Valentine's Day, Halloween, and Christmas. That's going to be the next roundup. So that'll be the next segment. So you are going to notice a pause. But without further ado, before we continue, don't forget to subscribe. It means the world to me. I put in so much effort, and having y'all be here and sharing with me and sharing your experiences and your collectibles and inquiries means the world. So subscribe below and hit that bell to get notified every time I post content every Monday and sometimes on Thursdays. As I mentioned before, I am moving, and so I'm glad I'm actually getting this video over and out the way with before I move, because all my pieces will be going into storage for the next 8 months once I move, and they will not be unveiled until 2023. So so I'm glad I'm able to film all these videos now before and keep these videos saved. So I don't know when this video is going to air, but I'm excited to bring it to you all, and I'm glad you're here with me. So without further ado, let's get started. I want to start with the very first Tinkerbell piece ever made. And it's this one. And it's part of the standalone. Before you zoom in, this name of this piece is called Tinkerbell, A Big Laugh. Again, this is the very first Tinkerbell piece ever made. So as you zoom in on this piece, it's actually a jewelry box. And it's Jane's jewelry box. It says, is it Jane's? I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, Jane's. Yeah. It says Jane's, but who's Jane's? It doesn't say Wendy. That's weird. So I'm pretty sure someone will know, because it's not Wendy. It says Jan, and there's no ES. So I have no idea what it's supposed to spell. I'm pretty sure someone on the first comment's going to be, hey, it's this. So enlighten me, because I have no idea whose jewelry box this is and or what scene in the movie this is being depicted from. But this is officially the first ever Tinkerbell piece ever made. It was a standalone Tinkerbell piece that was released with 3 other pieces. Captain Hook was released, and Wendy, John, and Michael flying over London, and Peter Pan flying over Neverland. Those were the 4 pieces released, and these pieces were released in 2007. They launched. It was the 4th Tinkerbell. When Jim would create these pieces, he would create them in what we call them capsule collections. So they were released in 2007 as an entire collection. So when he would release series, he would release the entire movie, which again, if you watch my earlier videos, I mentioned that a lot. By the way, I will be showing really quickly all the Tinkerbell Halloween pieces later, but I'm not going into details. Go watch my previous video, my complete Halloween collection, and you'll be able to see those when we get to that later on. So, as I'm jumping back and forth, because there's so much here to take in, this is the first ever piece. As for its retail value when it launched, it was $40. And now a piece like this today, if this were to launch today, would be $80 minimum. So it does open up, and there's a hidden compartment in there. You can use it as a trinket box or jewelry box. It is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Again, if you have it, comment below. It's the first ever Tinkerbell piece ever made. Now, some would argue that the following piece is actually this one. This one is called Tinkerbell, A Pixie Delight. No, it's not. It wasn't this one. It was this one. Sorry. It is called Pixie Pose, and it says Tink on the bottom. Some would argue that this was the second or first piece ever made. It was originally, when it was released, it was an Avon exclusive. Avon, the direct sales company. It was an exclusive. When they released Tinkerbell, they released Mickey and Cinderella. And then Avon ended up doing a second collection with Fantasia Mickey, Minnie, and Pooh. And those all ended up being re-released. So many of you own all of them. For the exception, this one was also re-released in the standard line. So it was, all retailers were selling it. But it was re-released like 4 years later. 4 or 5 years later. So Avon had them for about 4 to 5 years before they were re-released as personality poses. They each retailed for $20 only. And the Cinderella was the only one that never was re-released. It's the most difficult one to get. And this is it. You could still easily find this. It has not gone up much in the secondary market. And that was the second piece ever made. Now, following that, we're not going to go in chronological order. The reason being is there's just so much to uncover, and it just like garden really comes first, but we'll be doing that at the end of this segment. So just fair warning, it's not going in chronological order. Now, the following piece, as we mentioned, is this one. This one is called Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell, a Pixie Delight. Many confuse it for this one. They're completely different, okay? They're two different pieces. Her dress here has all the rose mowing details as you zoom in on all her details. But versus this one has more intricacy in her wings. They also have a different pose as well. She's more slouched over. She's sitting upright. And this one has that floral base with the tiles, with the plaid tiles. Beautiful pieces. You could still find them for relatively, under a very affordable price point. Following that, we have this one, and this does not have a name, but it's the Carved by the Heart Tinkerbell, which is a very challenging piece to come across. It is Tinkerbell, and it's part of the Carved by the Heart collection, but it's not. It launched at the same time the original Carved by the Heart pieces launched, and they made Tinkerbell, Goofy, Pluto, Goofy, Minnie, Donald, and Mickey, and Tinkerbell. They made all 5 of them. They have gone up to be very, very, very challenging pieces to attain now in the secondary market. And this release happened the same year, around 2014. These were released when Jim was transitioning over to the red plaid box, and we've mentioned this many times before. So they only ever got one run. These literally launched for like $28 each. They were not popular amongst their initial launch, and they have grown into massive popularity. The next piece on this, as we zoom in, is another, this is considered like a personality pose, but it's a mini Tink where you get her full body. I really love this as well. She's sitting on a piece of thread. It's called Crafty Tink, and this one actually has a very unique base to it. I'm surprised it even has the name on it. It's called Crafty Tink, and she's sitting on a spool of thread. She's absolutely adorable. She's super cutie. And there you have it. We're going to speed up on many of these pieces because we will be here all day. When this one launched, and you could still get it, it's under $30. It was like $28. Still relatively affordable. This is another piece, and this is the Light Bright Tinkerbell. Now, this piece right here is part of the Light Bright collection, and it is the exact same piece as this one. Okay. It's the exact same pose, same scale as well. The only difference is that she is translucent and she's on a higher pedestal. This was part of this rendition that Jim Shore made as you zoom in on all the details. This was part of a rendition Jim Shore did that was an epic fail. He created 5 already created pieces and recreated them in this they called the Ice Bright collection, and there's an LED light that lights up in blue, and so she lights up. It's part of the holiday series that was made. The snow has this beautiful lacquer and shine. The base is beautiful. The pedestal is elevated as well. It's a stunning piece. These each retailed for about $28. Unfortunately, they didn't do well. It was a Stitch. You've seen that one already. Tinkerbell. There is a Mickey as a Sorcerer Mickey as well, and there is a Holiday Mickey and Minnie as well. So those were the 5 that were released. You've seen the Sorcerer Mickey, you've seen the Stitch, and you've seen this. You have not seen the other Mickey and Minnie because they are part of the holiday series, and that video is not being filmed until next year, 2022, holiday of 2022. So you get to be stuck with me on this channel till then. Following that piece, we have, let's do this one. This is one of the most sought after pieces in the Tinkerbell collection. She's called Tinkerbell Magical Time for All. Now this one is a mixed media piece. It not only lights up, but it is a working clock as well. So it does work. It lights up as well. It is absolutely gorgeous. You can hang it from here. You can either leave it on a stand or you can hang it from a wall from here. It is absolutely breathtaking. This piece is stunning, stunning, stunning. And I lie, this piece does not light up. This piece is just simply a working clock. It does not light up. I'm so sorry. It is battery operated from the bottom. I believe it's AA batteries, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. It is an absolutely stunning piece and incredibly sought after. When this piece launched, it was $60. It now retails for a lot. You can't quote me, but I would say it's close to over $200 is the retail value. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, but it's around that median. Following that piece, this is the most recent piece that Jim Shore has made. It's part of the White Woodland collection. It's called Passionate Pixie. As you zoom in on all these details, she is sitting on this garden, with this beautiful mushroom. I love the base. It has all the mushroom details. I love the butterfly on her hand, the mixed media that they use here with the antennas and the hands. She looks incredible. I love the rose. I love that he has his signature rose mulling detailing on the back of her dress. I really, really love that a lot. This piece is stunning. This piece retails for $60. It just recently launched now in 2021. It was part of my video I made earlier this fall. So go check it out. It is a brand new piece and its price is $60. Following that, we have 4 pieces. And it is these pieces are part of the seasonal collection. They came out at the same time, and these pieces were launched about 2.5 years ago. I like to say around 2019. And the names of them are Winter Whimsy. The next one is Nuts for Fall. You've seen me do this one on my previous video, my fall collection. We then have the summer one, which is called Ocean Song. Sorry, I just want to position them. And then spring, which is called Belle in Bloom. Awesome. So let's start with the fall. Beautiful piece. We've mentioned this in our previous video. I love the brightness of all of these tinks. It's like a pistachio bright green color on her dress. She's holding the acorn with the leaf, the base detail. It's amazing. These pieces each retailed for $40. Okay, that was the MSRP price for each one of these, $40, and you could still find them relatively around the same price. As for the winter one, as you can see here, she's holding all the snowflakes, and she is incredible. I love that snowflake detail. You can use this also part of like your holiday collection. You can say she's part of like the holiday collection as well. She's the rose mulling detail on her base of the snow is stunning. I just love that one so much. And it's encrusted with glitter, the snowflakes. On the next one, this is my least favorite of the 3. As you zoom in on all those details, she looked kind of holiday with the base. I don't know why they did that, and I don't know why for spring they gave her a rose. I just don't get it. There's so many other flowers they could have given her, like a tulip, but they gave her a rose. I don't know why. I do love that her dress does have like these daisies on them, which is really cute. Like the lining of her bust area. It's really, really cute, but it's my least favorite of them all. And lastly, the summer. She's super, super cutie. She's actually my favorite of them all, is the summer, followed by the winter. And this one is her. She's kind of bent over. She's being very flirtatious. She's standing on top of sand, and as you can see, that water ocean base with the waves. And I love that she's hearing into that pearlescent seashell. She's putting her ear towards it. It's super duper 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 cutie. Yay! Awkward moment of silence. The next piece we have is, I've seen me mention this one as well. This is part of the Marionette series. I did a video on this. We're not going to go into too many details. It is just Tinkerbell Marionette. She's hanging on the Marionette stand. If you want to know more about this piece, go check that video out. It's called, you'll see the thumbnail. It's part of the Marionette series. Following that, it's the portrait collection, and this is part of the original portraits that came out. There's no name to this, it's just a Tinkerbell portrait. It's a photo frame, sorry. And you can add a photo of your choice in the frame. And as you can see, front and center, the back is plain black. And front and center, you have like this star baby blue scene, navy scene with the rose mauling plaid details, and you have Tink there. It's absolutely gorgeous. These pieces were each only $35 when they launched. They have gone up since then. It's still not a difficult piece to come across. I still think you can find this for under $60. And it was part of the original 4 frames that came out, which was Tinkerbell. They made a Steamboat Willie. They made a patriotic 4th of July Mickey. And they also made a, with Uncle Sam, and they also made a princess. And you've seen that many times, that princess frame, with Aurora, Snow, and Cinderella. Following that, we have this piece. And this is one of the first pieces that were ever made as well. This is called Let Your Dreams Blossom. And we really got her in, of all the bases, this is the best base ever. Like, this base is absolutely gorgeous. She's blooming out of this flower, as you can see here. He did something very, very, very different. Many people see this piece and they don't think it's a Jim Shore piece because the aesthetic is old classic Jim Shore. It is absolutely gorgeous. And some even would say that this piece came out before this piece. It was either this one or this one of the two. This piece, it came out as a standalone piece. It is absolutely gorgeous. She has this vintage feel to her, and it's very matted. Her eyes are closed as she's posing. It looks like she's stretching. Her wings, look how beautiful those wings are. They're kind of blue. All the rose mauling details in the front and in the back. Everything. Like, she looks like she's carved out of wood. And in the center of the base says, Let Your Dreams Blossom. I love this piece so much. Surprisingly, this piece is very, very, very affordable. When it first launched, it was only $30, and you can still find it for under $50, which really surprises me. And mainly because it was mass-produced. Some of the original pieces were mass-produced. Now, this is a very special piece. I'm going to tell you why in a moment. This one is called Sitting Pretty. And did you know it is the very first Hallmark exclusive Jim Shore piece? This piece, oh my god, it's such a complex piece because it has this, the way she's being sustained. This is one of my favorite Tinkerbell pieces. First off, the base is absolutely stunning. It's this flower, but then off of just this thin vine, which I presume is a metal rod, underneath that, you have this blooming flower, and there she is, sitting on top. Her pose is so beautiful with her legs twisted. I love that she has these little floral roses on the tips of her shoes versus the little puffs, the cotton puffs. It is an absolutely stunning piece. The intricacy on the rose mauling detailing on her wings, it's just out of this world incredible. This piece originally launched for only $45. Again, it was a Hallmark exclusive. It was very easy to come across, and I've been seeing it go up now in the secondary market. It's a piece that's becoming more and more sought after because of its complexity and its beauty. The second Hallmark exclusive, this piece is worth a whole lot more. It's one of the most sought after Tinkerbell pieces, standalone pieces, and it's called Moonlight and Magic. And this one is also a Hallmark exclusive. I could be wrong, but I'm almost 100% right that it is a Hallmark exclusive. And the base, let's talk about this Midnight Sky base. It is absolutely darling with the clouds and the stars. And then you have the metal rod, and then you have this moon. It's really one of the first times we experienced Jim do this moon detailing. And then you have her sitting above the moon. But what really makes this piece very unique, and it's the first time we ever saw this, and it only ever happened one other time with the Light Bright collection, are this clear resin wings that he used for her. They're clear resin, and then they have blue paint detailing all over the rose mauling, which makes her very, very, very distinct. And again, another piece that's become very, very sought after because of that mixed media component. It is absolutely gorgeous. This piece also retailed for $45 when it came up. It goes for a lot. I like to say over 150, anywhere from 150 to 225 is what I most recently saw it go for. We're also now going to do the Monogram series, and as you all know, it's one of the most sought after series. He actually made two of these. One is for the holidays, which you're going to see in a moment, and then this one. It's called Believe. It's the Disney font Believe, the monogram, and then you have Tink standing right above it, and with her little pixie dust, and she's creating magic, and it's super cute. First off, look at this base. The pink, lavender, and lime green. It's such a beautiful color story. You don't see that too often. Then you have the Believe in a Disney font, and then you see her in a 360 view, which is absolutely stunning, stunning, stunning. These pieces only retailed for $30 when they launched. They've gone up drastically from that price point. She now goes for like about $120, $150. It is an incredible, incredible piece. And the last piece on this side of the table, right, is Falling Fairy. This piece is part of the standalone. This piece could be considered as part of the Peter Pan collection. I'm lying. There's still another piece that I've saved for last because it's my favorite Tinkerbell piece ever made. This piece is part of the standalone Tinkerbell collection. It is absolutely stunning. This is not part of a standalone Tinkerbell. This is part of like the movie series. It's part of like the Peter Pan movie collection. It is absolutely stunning. It is Tinkerbell, as you can see, she's falling over a needle and thread. It's that scene in the movie. She's being and then you have the spool and thread detailing is just absolutely stunning. It's so, 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 so stunning. The name of this piece again is called Falling Fairy. This piece originally retailed for $40, $45. It has gone up a little bit since then, but you can still find it for under, I'd like to say for under $90, if I'm not mistaken. Now, my all-time favorite Tinkerbell piece, I'm saying this now, all-time favorite, this is my favorite Tinkerbell piece, is this one. And it's a double mixed media, because there's two components to it, and the name of this piece is called Tinkerbell Shining Spirit. This is the scene, I believe, where she's captured by, she has been captured by Captain Hook. And this piece contains triple mixed media. So aside from the beautiful, beautiful base, you have mixed media metal, which is this metal rod that is sustaining her in this glass capsule. This glass capsule makes it, it's a second form of mixed media. So it's made of glass. And the last form is on the bottom. If you push this button, it does not have the batteries in it. She lights up. So there's an LED yellow, bright, bright light. Let me tell you, this piece is so photographic. It's ideal for like creating a scene in your collection. It's my favorite Tinkerbell piece. It is also a rare piece to come across. Not many were made, and about 1/10 of the ones that were manufactured and produced, 1/10, shattered. The glass can break. Okay, it's not a thick glass, it's kind of a hollow glass, and so many people bought them and they came shattered. So you want to be very mindful of that as well. And there she is. It's an absolutely stunning, stunning piece. By the way, if anyone has an empty box to this piece, a box, if you have this piece and you have a box of it and you don't want your box, send me a message on Instagram. I'll pay for that box. I actually do have one in a box, which is this one, and then I have another one, but I found it for like a dirt cheap price, but it doesn't have a box, and I've been wanting to gift it to someone special, but I'm waiting to get a box. So if you happen to have a box of this piece that you want to get rid of, let me know, and I'll pay for the shipping for the box and for your troubles as well. That is if you want to get rid of the box. The next piece we have here is Spring Shower. This piece, I love it. This is the first time we see her with her wings posed down. As you zoom in on the details, she is hovering over this water, and then she has this floral over her. I wish it would have been a lily pad, but she has this floral over her head as she's protecting herself, and as if she's it's raining and she's about to feel water come down. It's a beautiful piece and very, very, very different. It's so untraditional to some of the other pieces Jim has made. Following that piece, we have this one. And this one is called Flower Fairy. And this is Tinkerbell, as she is, I don't like this Tinkerbell. It's probably one of my least favorite ones. Her legs are kind of like posed like Goofy's. And then she's looking over to the side. And there's just something about this piece I just don't care for. The paint job isn't the greatest. It's just the way the contrast of the green and the pink and then her. It's a very muted, bland piece. And I'm not a fan of it at all, to be honest with you. This piece retails also for $40. You could still find it relatively affordable in the secondary market. The next piece doesn't have a name, and it's basically just Tinkerbell, and it is part of the what is it called? The Things Remembered collection, and which is a store you can find at many malls. There's little butterfly sequins and iridescent sequins as you shake the ball. The one thing about this piece, this water globe, is that it was reprinted, and it just says Tinkerbell the movie. I think it's part of the TV. This is part of the Tinkerbell TV series, like Disney series, the animated series. This is part of that. That's where they got the title from. It's part of that collection. It's still Tinkerbell. And there you have it. This piece retailed originally for $40, $45. You can still relatively find it. It takes some searching, but with some luck, you can still find her for under $80. Another snow globe piece, she's so cute, is Tinkerbell. It's just called Tinkerbell. And it's Tinkerbell, and inside, it's part of the spring collection. And with this collection, he made Bambi, Tinkerbell, and I feel like it was Eeyore or Pooh. I think he made a Pooh. He may have made a... I'm not sure. I think it was a Pooh. Yeah, it was a Pooh. Yeah, and he made Winnie the Pooh. It's also, again, another incredible, incredible, beautiful piece. These were smaller. These were $25 each. It is absolutely beautiful. I love this base. The base on this is so intricate, so stunning. You can still find us under like $60 still. And I love the little detailing here with the little butterfly right above. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. One thing with these pieces is I'm noticing that they're starting to get really dirty inside. So the water is starting to get really dirty. And that typically just happens. It can escalate if you put it under lighting. And this piece has not been under any lighting, surprisingly. And I just see like a lot of like, almost like you're starting to notice like that mossy fungus. And that's what happens with snow globes, and that's what I hate about snow globes. And a little bit about that is just the condensation of the water inside, and it's also the paint mixed with the paint. Though the paint hasn't chipped at all, but it's starting to get a little cloudy. Next, we have this piece, which recently came out last year. Almost a year and a half ago, and this is called A Spot of Tink. It's part of that series that all the pieces, these were made in Cambodia versus China. And it's a teacup. And in this tulip teacup, you have Tinkerbell. Super duper cute piece. I actually have an extra one, and I just sold it on eBay about last week, I think. This piece retails for $45 to $55. I have seen it gone up in the market, surprisingly. But you can still find it for under $60. It's one of the newer pieces. Another piece, if I can reach it, is this snow globe. And this one is called Tinkerbell Butterfly Kisses. It's one of my favorite snow globes ever. You have these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful butterflies. There is Tinkerbell, and the sequins is absolutely stunning. She has two butterflies, which are beautiful. Some people purchased these and they came damaged, some of the butterflies, so be very mindful of that. This piece originally was worth $50. It has gone up since then. It was in the market for a very long time, back in 2010 when it was on the secondary market, and a lot of people were not interested in it. Now it's become a sought after piece, and it has gone up drastically. You can't quote me, I don't know what the retail value is for this. If I had to guess, it's anywhere from like 100 to 125. And I love the topper here with this butterfly. This one has not gotten clouded, and it's just as old as that one. So go figure. There's also a ladybug. I'm not sure if you can tell. I doubt you can as you zoom in, but there's a ladybug right there, which is super cutie. I love this piece so much. It's absolutely darling. Okay, so what we're going to do here is move some of these over. And the next piece is Tinkerbell. It's just called Tinkerbell Pouty Pixie. Probably like one of the most sought after Tinkerbell pieces because it's the largest Tinkerbell standalone piece that he's ever made. Surprisingly, when this piece came out, it was only $70. Crazy, right? $70 for this piece. It is absolutely stunning. She is gorgeous. She's pouty. She's pissed. She's looking over her shoulder. You could tell that's like an evil look she's giving to Wendy. It is absolutely darling, 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 darling. This piece goes for a whole lot more. This piece retails for over $200 now. It is absolutely stunning, and many collectors want this in their collection because it's, especially Tinkerbell fans, it's the biggest scale we've ever gotten at Tinkerbell, and I'm surprised Jim has never made a masterpiece Tinkerbell. And I'm probably gonna like knock on wood because watch, it's just moments away from coming out. But beautiful, beautiful piece. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna pause this video, and you're not gonna notice. And like that, with some pixie magic, we're back. And we have new pieces with us. I'm super duper 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 excited for this. So now we're gonna go into our garden collection, and we're gonna dive into our Birthstone collection, which we'll save to the end. So let's go ahead and start with this. So this right here is part of the garden series. I took away my turning table because, my Lazy Susan, because it's not necessary. These are very unconventional large items. So here we have, but we will be zooming in. Here we have the Tinkerbell Wind Chime. This is part of this is part of the garden collection, but also two other pieces were released similar to this: a Mickey gardening and the Alice in Wonderland that you've seen before. The Alice in Wonderland being the rarest. This is still quite affordable to find. You can find it close to $100, $125 around there. When it first launched, it was only like $50. And it has gone up since then. For a very long time, it was very easy to come across, and now it's becoming more difficult. Beautiful bronze wind chime. Love the butterfly and the floral detail. And there you have Tink. So we're going to set this aside so it's not making much noise. All right. The next piece we're going to do, yeah, why not, right? For a very long time, let me tell you, this piece was always on the secondary market, but for a price point I did not want to pay. And the name of this piece is Tinkerbell, a little pixie dust to make your garden grow. Quite a long title. Right after the other Tinkerbell, this is this is the third largest Tinkerbell in scale. It is absolutely stunning. So it's part of the garden collection. Okay, as you zoom in on the details, I love this. Oh my god, this piece is everything. You can marry this piece alongside the White Rabbit, and you can marry this piece alongside the Mickey, Minnie, and Pluto. It's part of that 5-piece series where they made these garden pieces. And as you look at all the details, I mean, I love her so much. I mean, the mushrooms are stunning, stunning, stunning. But there's a little surprise with this because it's a multi-functional piece. And that is that one of these mushrooms is actually a hidden compartment for you to place a key. It's magnetized. And you can place your key within the mushroom. So it's super cute. I don't know exactly like how you expect to fit a key. It must be a very small key. It has to be something really, really small because it's such a small piece. So a standard key, I don't see how that would work. But that's what it's for. It's to hide a key. But oh, I see. Okay, I see how. Sorry. So, as you zoom in, there's a hole. You would put the pointed part of the key in there, and then the flat end would be here. Okay, it makes sense. So yes, it would fit a standard size key, not a car key though. So it's absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous. It's sealed completely, that mushroom. You can't even tell, but it's a little hidden compartment. Absolutely stunning. When this piece launched, it was about $150 was the retail value. It then went up, and now if you find it, it's anywhere from like $300 to $400. I'm surprised it's not worth more, but yeah, there you have it. It just took me a while to get. I actually allocated this piece almost a year and a half ago. No, I lied. 2 years ago I got her. Almost 2 years ago. It's a little under 2 years. And I thought I would pay a lot more for her than I did, and I actually found her for like $225 on eBay. Super happy about that. So there you have it. Following that piece, we have another piece here that's kind of hidden. And it is the Tinkerbell Birdhouse. And it's part of the original 2 birdhouses that were released. The first birdhouse, and it was the Mickey. There's a Mickey. It's like a Mickey birdhouse. Sorry, I cut myself earlier. And here you have it. It was like this Mickey birdhouse. It's like Mickey inspired, but Mickey's not actually on it. And then you have Tinkerbell. And I really, really, really love this house. The name of this piece, I don't have it. It's probably just on the box. It is absolutely stunning. The top is this like it's almost like this green bronze oxidated metal. It has this mixed media. It is absolutely stunning as we rotate this piece around. Now, the bottom opens up. There's a hole here for the birds to go in, but in order for you to clean it, you would remove this little latch right here, set it down, and this opens up. And then you can close it back. Beautiful, beautiful piece. Again, the garden collection pieces are very unique, and they're becoming more and more difficult to come across. The reason being is a lot of people use them in their gardens, and I would refrain from ever doing that. So there you have it. I'm also going to set her down. Following that piece, we have this piece right here, and it is the garden stake collection. So these were these cute little garden stakes that they made. They made Cheshire, Eeyore, Mickey, Minnie, and Tink. And they're these little stakes that you hang in your little flower pots. And they're super duper duper cutie, and there you have it. These are still quite common to come across. When they retail, they were like $25, $30, and you can still find them relatively for the same price. So there you have it. Following that, we have this little planter, and it's called Tink Herb Planter. And it is part of the Tinkerbell. They made 2 planters, and this one is the smaller of the 2. And originally retailed for about $35. It has gone up because these planters have they were very limited in their run when they made them. So as you zoom in on all the details, I absolutely love them. I love this piece. It's so beautiful. It's her with her little wand and her pixie magic. I love the pastels on this. It's such a cute planter. This one was the larger planter of the 2. And this one is called Tink Flower Planter. We're going to remove this piece out of here for now. And this is also another beautiful planter. It's much larger. This one was like $60 when it launched. Jim is known for his planters, very well known for them. As you zoom in on all the details, there she is in the front, and it's encrusted with the floral rose mauling print all over it. And then you have a 2D shape of her. Her face, her portrait isn't the most ideal, but it is a beautiful planter, and it's the largest planter we have. Following that piece, this is one of the original garden pieces ever made. It's called Tinkerbell Welcome Garden Plaque. And 3 of these were made. It does come with a stake. I don't keep the stake on it. Or you can use it as a wall mount. There's a little plaque there. You can just hang it on your wall if you want. This one right here was part of a 3-part series. There was a Mickey garden one. There was a Mickey, there was an Alice in Wonderland, which you've seen before, and then the Tinkerbell, which you're seeing now. So yay! By the way, we have a lot of Mickey garden pieces, and you will not be seeing that video this year. That's coming out in late 2022, early 2023. Just a heads up. They're all boxed up. Following that, we have this garden piece. This is the original planter, original Tinkerbell planter, and it comes with Tinkerbell. So she's hanging, she comes there, you place her there, her legs cascade by the planter. The name of this piece is called Tinkerbell Flower Pot. It is absolutely adorable. It's the original flower pot that came out, and then you have Tink there. This piece originally retailed for $40, and now it goes for a lot more than that. It's also become a lot more challenging to come across. Another piece that we have here is a very fragile piece, but I hang her here because it's convenient, and it's part of the flower pot hanging series. It's hung with a metal. There's like a metal posable like hook. And I love her. She just suits this piece beautifully here. And it's Tinkerbell flying towards this rose and kissing it. It's absolutely adorable. It's such a dainty, dainty piece. This piece originally was only like $15. It's a lot more now. And it's become very challenging as well to come across. Very fragile, so be very careful with this piece. There was then another birdhouse that was created, and this birdhouse was created at the same time Jim created 3 other birdhouses. This one is absolutely darling. The name of this piece is called Pixie Perch, and there you have Tink, and she's flying over this mushroom birdhouse, which is this mushroom inspired birdhouse. She's also like 2-dimensional, but there's a lot more detail in her. I just love this so much. Look how cute. The rose mauling details on this piece is absolutely stunning. It has a hook right here, and it hooks, and you can hang it as a flower pot, you can sustain it as a flower pot. I mean, as a birdhouse. And it also has right under here the little, you can remove the latch and it pops open. You got to give it a little bit of a nudge, and there you can clean the birdhouse as well. Again, will you use this? No, do not use it. It's an unconventional piece, but it is a collector's piece. This piece initially, when it came out, was about $60. It has now gone up to about $100, $125. It's the easiest of the 4 birdhouses to allocate, but you can only find it in the secondary market now. At the same time this piece was made, he made a Mickey dressed like, almost looks like a pilgrim hat Mickey with a bird on top of his head. That one came out, which has become far more challenging than this one. Following that one is the Cinderella coach. It's the pumpkin, right before the pumpkin's about to be transformed. There's that birdhouse, which you've seen in my previous video. And the last one, the most difficult one of the 4-part series of these birdhouses that came out, is the Mad Hatter hat birdhouse, which you've seen. That was the last piece I needed to complete my Alice collection. That one retails for over $500. It's the most difficult one to get. And all of those birdhouses came out around 2013, was the year they were released. Following that, we have this beautiful, 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 it's almost, you can call it many things, but let me see if the name is on this. There is no name on this. It's probably on the box, and I don't have the box. Oh wait, I do have the box here. It's Tinkerbell Hanging Bird Feeder. So it is a bird feeder. It is not a bird bath, it is a bird feeder. And it is identical to the bird bath. Same pose. It's just a little smaller in size, drastically smaller in size. And it is a hanging, as you zoom in, bird feeder. So you can put the food there, and there it is. Now again, a lot of people misuse this product, and this one goes for about $250 to $300 is what I've seen it for most recently on the secondary market. Worth every penny. Absolutely gorgeous. The mixed media. Do not use it in your garden, for crying out loud. Hang it from your ceiling. That you can do. It is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous piece. I cannot wait to move into my own home in Texas and to finally be able to feature her. When the piece first came out, it retailed for about $85, $90, and now it goes for about $300 plus. It's a very challenging piece to come across. If you have it, comment below. Following this piece, we have this one. I want to be very careful with those. Don't want to knock any of them over. This one is called Tinkerbell Gazing Ball. Oh, wow. This is the second largest Tinkerbell piece he's ever made. After the first scale that we saw, this is the second. Now, if she were to be standing, I would argue that she's the same size as the other one. But this is the second largest Tinkerbell we've ever had, and then making this one the third. This is an absolutely gorgeous piece. This is a garden piece. It is a gazing ball, so when the sun reflects it, it's just absolutely beautiful. I can see my own reflection here. It is a stunning, stunning piece. Now, this piece did have 2 additions to it. This was the second edition. The first edition I don't have, and the first edition has a floral rose right on top of it. They literally came out at the same time. The first print just had those, and then the second print didn't have it. But that is the first edition versus this one is the second edition. This piece goes for minimum on the secondary market. You're going to pay like $450 to $500 for this piece. I'm surprised it's that inexpensive and it's not more, because this piece came out, this piece was released in about 2009. So it's been a while. It's been a long time. And so I'm surprised it hasn't gone up that much either. But it is a stunning piece nevertheless. All right. And now for the creme de la creme. This piece is officially the largest Disney Jim Shore piece ever made. By largest, I mean tallest. Oh my god. Very heavy too. The heaviest one of them all is, I think, the Fantasia Mickey. But that one's way heavier than this one, but nevertheless, it's a large piece. How stunning is this bad boy? We definitely do not need to zoom in on this. This is the Tinkerbell Birdbat. Now, initially when this piece launched, it was $250 when it first launched. And if you wanted to purchase it now in a secondary market, if it has its original box and if it was in pristine condition, this piece would cost $2,000. Very, very few of these were ever made, and it's a very challenging piece to come across. If ever one appears on the secondary market, maybe once every 2 years. That's very challenging. So when you know that a piece is only appearing once every 2 years, you know the price is going to go up. This was my holiest of grails, and there's a really great story to this. I don't have her name because I think her name is Jennifer. I could be wrong. I was on a Disney group, and someone, a female once, posted that she had this piece that she bought, and she was curious how much it would be worth. But she didn't have a box, and that the leg came off and was glued back on. And of course, if it doesn't have a box at the time, this was 2 years ago, if the piece doesn't have a box or this is, mind you, 2 years ago, if the piece doesn't have a box or if it's been damaged, I don't purchase it ever. But there's exceptions, right, to the rule. So she posted this and she was like, I'm curious. And I said, based on the condition of it, because it doesn't have a box, and because it's damaged, I said it'd be around, you can pay it. Someone would pay anywhere about $300 to $350. I think that's what I quoted it, and at even $250 at that. And so a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, it's so beautiful!" But because she didn't have a box, she was trying to get rid of it, and she could not get rid of it for 2 years. Well, last week, 6 days ago, November like the 10th, I was on Macari and I found someone was selling this piece for only $269. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way. That's such a steal. And then I contacted the seller and I said, hey, do you have the box to this piece? And then she said, no, I don't. And then when I saw the images, it was the same chip leg. And I was like, wait a minute, I think this is the same seller. So she was selling it for $269 and it was local pickup only. Now, she lives in Philadelphia, PA. I live in New York City, 2-hour car drive. So I said to myself, I'd be interested in it. It's with traffic and all, it's like a 2.5 hour drive. I said, I'll be interested in it. Would you be willing to part with it for $225? She was selling it for $270, $269. So she brought down the price by $45. She's like, absolutely. And then she recognized me. So she ended up messaging me on Facebook. We connected on Facebook. And she's so happy that it came to my home, because I believe she has followed me on YouTube. And it was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome to own this piece. Now, it is in absolute pristine condition. The base is immaculate. Everything about it is pristine, for exception of the leg. So what I'm going to do, again, this piece is worth $2,000. I'm going to have this professionally refurbished. So I'm going to have the leg, once I get to Texas, I'm going to have someone professionally refurbish it so it looks intact as it was originally. And of course, it doesn't have a box to it. But for $225, I think it was an incredible price point, and I don't think I would ever be able to purchase this. Now, granted, if I find another one in a box for under $1,000, I will purchase it for sure. But I'm just in complete awe. So it is a bird bath. You put water in it. Of course, don't do that. She kept it in her basement, displayed always, but no children, no pets. There's no odor on it. Nothing. Smoke-free environment. And it is absolutely impeccable. It is an impeccable piece. It's the only piece of its kind ever made for Disney Jim Shore, which was a bird bath. He's never made another piece like this, so it's a very unconventional piece. I do appreciate, she did purchase this, and when she purchased it, the leg was damaged, and they didn't have another one, so she just glued it back. It wasn't the best job, so I know a professional can just redo it. And sculpt it back to its, re-glue it and shape it back to its original status, so that you can't even tell it was ever even repaired. So I'm really, 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 really thrilled to own this. I thought I would never, ever, ever be the owner of this piece. In my experience, I would say that less than 600 of these were ever made, if I had to guess. Definitely less than 600 of these were ever made. I've only ever seen on the secondary market less than 20 of them ever, like, be sold or someone showcase them in their collection. I've only ever seen about 20, like, on social media, in my lifetime, since the piece was produced in 2009. So, really happy to own it. I feel blessed, and I got it for an incredible price point as well. And I'm now only 6 pieces away from completing my collection. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. So we're going to go ahead and do some, well, we're not going to do some magic right now. We're not doing that now. We are not going to do some Tinkerbell magic. We still have to show now the Tinkerbell Birthstone collection, which, let me tell you, this collection, girl, when they first came out, no one cared for these pieces at all. Like, at all. They were not sought after at all. And now everyone wants them, and they have gone up ridiculously on the secondary market. I'm going to tell you, for time purposes, we're just zooming in right now, so zoom in. And the only thing you're doing as you're zooming in right now is just appreciating them as they are, because I don't want to elongate this video more than it already will be. I think this video is projected to be about 2 hours long. So, what these pieces are is, back in 2009-ish, Jim made, the first time ever, it was the Birthstone collection. And he made this beautiful display stand, which is $40. By the way, you can still find this display stand for $40 on Fantasies Come True. If you wanted a display stand, Fantasies Come True still has it for its original retail value. All right, sorry about that. Following this beautiful display stand, they made the 12 pieces based on the Birthstone. So each of them have this faux, it's almost like identical imitation Swarovski. It's not faux, sorry, it's imitation Swarovski stone. So on her necklace, she has all the Birthstones from January all the way to December. And each one has a different dress, a different flower she's holding that resembles the flower of that month. The Birthstone necklace, and there's just a color story, and then each one says the month on the base. They are absolutely gorgeous. As you zoom in on them, you can appreciate them. I'll leave that zoomed in for quite some time as I've been sharing about them. It is absolutely gorgeous. These pieces each retailed for $25. Some of them go for like $200. It's insane. And for years, no one wanted them. And within the last 4 years, they blew up. And now everyone wants them. They made an equal amount of each one. So he didn't make more of one. He literally made an equal amount of each one. But some probably were more popular. These were great giftables. And now collectors really want them. And they've gone up drastically. So do you own this complete collection? Let me know. I will say this is one of my favorite Tinkerbell pieces as well. As a series, it's absolutely darling. And especially as you have them all displayed. Definitely a grail for many to have the complete collection. And it's worth a whole lot more now. On average, each one of these are about $150 each. Some of them are more, but if you average it out, they're $150 each. That's $3, $6, $9, $12, $15, $1,800 collection. And only with time, they're going to continuously go up in price as well. So, and mind you, it's an $1,800 collection. I got them all at 20% off of $25. I paid $20 for each one. So I paid $40, $60, $80, $100, $120, $140, $160, $180, $200, $240, and the base I got for like $35. So I paid like $260 for the whole collection, and it's worth almost $2,000 now. So great investment. Not that I plan on ever selling any of these pieces, but beautiful, beautiful, beautiful collection. So comment below, do you own the Tinkerbell series? And if so, which pieces are you missing? I'm curious to know. So we're going to go ahead and do one final Tinkerbell magic break, and we are going to showcase all of the holiday, get this, we're showcasing all of the holiday Tinkerbell pieces, Valentine's Day, and by holiday I mean Christmas, Valentine's Day, and the Halloween autumn pieces. Be right back. And we're back again with some pixie dust magic. And now let's dive into the final segment of the Tinkerbell collection, and it is holiday. So we're going to start with Valentine's Day. And the first piece we have here is He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not. It's the first ever Valentine's Day piece ever made for Tinkerbell. It is a beautiful piece in which she's lying on this like cushion heart box, and as you zoom in, the intricacy of all the details of the base I absolutely love. She's sitting Indian style with her legs crossed, and she looks absolutely gorgeous. And what I love about this piece is she has this flower in her hand, and she's doing He Loves Me, He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not, I guess in remembrance to Peter Pan. And so you have two of the petals on the floor, which I love that detail in the flower. Now, there is another version to this flower, to this piece, where I believe the entire flower still has all its petals, and there's no petals on the actual base. There's two versions to this piece. I don't know which one is more rare. I really don't know. What I can tell you is that this piece did come out around 2013, and I did purchase it the moment it came out. I don't know if the first edition is rare, if the second edition is, if the other one was a prototype. I really don't know, but there is a variant to this, and I don't know, honestly, which one is the variant. So there you have that. This one launched originally for like $35. It's gone up drastically from that price as well. It's gone up a lot more. Following that piece, we have this one, which is my favorite Valentine's Day piece. It's called Cupid. It's literally one of my all-time favorite Valentine's Day pieces in all of Jim Shore. I love this piece so much. She's so stunning. First off, the base has this red and ivory base to it, with the star pattern. Then you have the bottom, and then you have the flat base. And as you come up to her, she's wearing this pink dress. It is so freaking darling. She has this cute bent over pose, and then this piece also has mixed media. So she has this bow and arrow, and the actual bow is made of thread, which is really awesome. I love that mixed media. It's such a darling piece. This one has become a favorite for many, and also challenging to come across. Following that, the third piece that we have for Valentine's Day is called Love and Best Wishes. And as you zoom into this piece, I love the base. I love that base. It's so, so, so stunning. It's like that periwinkle lavender base. And then you have the floor tile with 4 hearts. And then following that, she's holding a wreath. And this piece many can confuse for like the holidays, but she is holding a floral wreath in the shape of a heart. It's a cute piece, not my favorite, but it's a cute piece. Like, I could do without this one in the collection. And the last Valentine's Day piece, there's only 4, is Love Seat. And here it is. It's a heart-shaped base, which I love. It's a different base, which is pretty awesome. And she is seated on top of the heart, and her legs are just super cute the way they're just dangle off of it. It's a different pose, which I appreciate. It's a cute piece. It is cute. And there you have it. This one you can still find for close to MSRP. This one retailed for like $40, $45, so you can still find him. You can still find this one and this one quite easily, I believe. These two have become more challenging. Then we have Halloween. Now, I'm not going to go into details with price point. I'm not going into details when they came out. I'm just going to show you them and show you the name. If you want to know the price points, if you want to know what the MSRP price is, go check out my previous video. It's my entire complete Halloween collection, Disney collection. I feature all of them there, and I go more into depth. The first piece we have here is the snow globe, and it's called Sparkling Spell. As you zoom in on the details, this piece is absolutely darling. 3 of them came out at the same time, Jack Skellington and Stitch. Those 2 are rarer than this one. Again, not discussing price points or when they came out. I will say if it's my favorite. Then we have this one right here, which is a huge favorite. I don't have a name to it. The name is on the box because it is LED operated. There's an LED light that lights up. As you zoom in on the details, you have this little pumpkin here, and then there's an LED light behind him. There's a switch in the back that turns him up, and the moon, it shines on the moon, and so the moon has this bright yellow LED light. She looks absolutely darling with her lavender dress, and she has this metal wand. It is super cute, and the little acorn basket is just absolutely adorable. Following that, this is probably one of my favorites. It is my favorite witch, Tinkerbell, and it's Touch of Magic. And she is fully encrusted with black glitter. It is a darling piece. The base is adorable, but from her shoes, as you zoom in and look all the way up, to her stockings, and then the actual coat, the cloak, and then her hat, it is impeccable. This piece is quite on in demand, and it is a challenging piece to come across. Following that, we have another Halloween piece. And this is one of the first Halloween pieces that were made. Not the first, but one of the first. And the name of this one, there is no name again because it's on the box. This is also, this does 2 things. It lights up. Inside the jack-o'-lantern, his eyes and nose light up. So you'll see a yellow light up feature. And she also rotates. So it's a rotating piece. It's battery operated again, and she rotates. This piece is still relatively quite easy to get. You can get it under $80 on the secondary market. It is one of the first original Halloween pieces. And I said I wasn't mentioning price points. But this piece also has a prototype variant to it. Let me know if you have it. I'd be interested in it. Basically, her thigh has a tattoo. And so if you own the piece with her thigh having a tattoo, let me know. Many people will sell it on the secondary market. And they have the image with the tattoo, but it doesn't necessarily mean it has that. They're just using an old graphic. Following that, we have this piece, and this one is called Tink or Treat. It is a light up pumpkin feature. It lights up. Very sought after piece. It is absolutely darling. I love the teal right here pattern on the back and right on the side. It is darling. She looks amazing with her stardust. She has a more lighter lavender ensemble. I love her wand. I mean, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous pumpkin piece. It's also very sought after. This is like one of my least favorite pieces in the collection. It's also a light up piece, and this one's actually called Tinkerbell. It does light up, as you can see. There's a light. It has a tea light that flickers. She looks darling. She's standing right above it, looking over it. But again, it's just like it's kind of overkill. I mentioned this in my previous video. Go check it out. Again, I'm rushing through this because we're going to go through holiday in a moment. Following that, we have this piece, and this one is called Pixie Bewitched. And it is the very first Tinkerbell Halloween piece ever made. Yes, first time Tinkerbell was featured in a Halloween piece was in this Bewitched piece. She looks amazing. She's standing on top of this floating leaf, which has like I presume it's a metal rod that's shooting right across her and sustaining her. The leaf looks incredible. It's a life-size leaf. The texture looks amazing with this acorn with a jack-o'-lantern face on it. She looks adorable as she's looking up and her hat's pointed down. I mean, I love this piece so much. It is stunning. It's the very first piece, and the base, the spiderweb base, is absolutely gorgeous. One of my all-time favorites as well. And it's the very first time we ever saw her dressed up in a Halloween ensemble. This one has become quite difficult to come across. It's called Tiny Enchantress. It came out around 2015. And this one is her with a broomstick standing. It has become challenging to come across on the secondary market. It's a green, dark, like forest green with like some purple on the bottom. Her material is also made differently. She's very much matted, so it's a different it's a different take on what they used for her material. And she's holding that broomstick. It is absolutely darling. This one has become challenging. Again, if you want more details on price point, when they came out, all that, go watch that previous video I did, my Halloween video. I go more into detail. And the last piece we have here is oh no, we have two more pieces. This one is Sweet Spell. It's my second favorite. Like literally right after this one is this one and then the original. This one is so beautiful. This is a candy corn inspired ensemble that she's wearing. The base has this candy corn print. I love the field, the grass field with the pumpkin, and then she's standing with this metal long black wand, mixed media. And I love her candy corn inspired hat, her ensemble, her outfit. It is darling. This piece has become quite sought after, and it was very limited in its release and in its run. And the last piece we have here is this one, and the name on this one is Pumpkin Pixie. And it's Tinkerbell sitting on this pumpkin. Also an incredibly sought after piece. I love the autumn details of the leaves and the acorn. This is a beautiful autumn piece. You've seen me preview this video before in my autumn collection. I previewed, I believe, for Thanksgiving week. They also was done with this piece that's never done with others, and it's this teal detailing right on the tip of her wings, which marries the teal lining on her dress. It is such a beautiful piece, incredibly sought after as well, and a little challenging to come across on the secondary market. And now we're going to go into holiday. But before we go into holiday, because I know I'll forget, we do have some holiday ornaments that came out. And as you zoom in, the very first Tinkerbell holiday ornament is right here. She was part of this set of 5. And this one is called the Holiday Ornament Set with Dumbo, Mickey, Jiminy Cricket, and Dopey. It is an absolute darling piece. Darling piece. It's the only way you can get this ornament. Now, they did sell these also separately. In other countries, they were selling them separately. So there is another way to get them. You could just get it individually if you chose. But it's become very difficult to get those. And those are rarer to get than actually getting that set. Now, that set originally launched for about $65, $55 or $65, and now goes for over $150. The next one is, I love this piece so much. It's the Holiday Ornament Set with Tinkerbell. It's this was part of, they did the, They did Toy Story and Tinkerbell in this series. So as you zoom in, you have 3 versions of her in 3 different poses. It is absolutely darling. When this piece came out, it was about it retailed for $60. It now goes for close to like 140, 150. You could still find it on the secondary market, but it comes in this beautiful packaging, and then there's like this satin material inside, fabric material that she's laying on. It is absolutely stunning. And there you have it. This is called the Tinkerbell collection. And the last time we see her in a holiday ornament is this set, which features Dopey, Jiminy Cricket, Mickey, Minnie, and Tinkerbell dead center. It's the Wreath collection. And there she is dead center right there. This collection retailed for $40. Again, it's also a piece that's starting to become challenging. It's not that hard to still come across, but it has gone up in price. And there you have it. Now, for the first time ever on this channel, we are doing holiday. We've never done holiday before. We have featured some holiday pieces, and some pieces have like been holiday, but this is heavily holiday. And as you can see, there's a whole lot of Tinkerbell holiday. And we're going to start with the very first holiday piece ever made by Tinkerbell, and in partnership with Jim Shore and Disney. And it is this one. This is the very first piece ever made for the holidays, and it is called Tinkerbell Winter Wonderland. And let me tell you, I love this piece. It is everything. It is a very, very, very fragile piece. As you zoom in on the details, the bottom base of the snowflakes and the large snowflake is gorge. She is on an angle, which is like how they did it, I don't know. There's clearly a metal rod that's sustaining this entire piece, but so incredibly done. You don't see pieces like this anymore. Now, this piece did come damaged for many people. The snowflake could have chipped. My best recommendation is you can glue it, and it looks perfect. You can't even tell. So it's an easy fix if that is the case. Not worth returning. It has become, you can find it in the secondary market still, but it's becoming more difficult to come across because many of them are damaged. So, yeah. I mean, first off, look at her green outfit with the red rose mulling. Oh my god. Everything. Life. The mixed media has the fish wiring, the clear fish wire, where you see the snowflakes dangle. I just am obsessed. This piece is everything. It's such a stunning piece. I'm going to move her back here. And I'm going to try my best to go in chronological order from when they came out. I can't promise you I'm going to get it right, but I'm going to try my best. The next piece I would say is the same exact style and print of her dress. This one's called Tinkerbell Winter Wonderland, and it's actually signed by Jim Shore. I didn't know that until I just turned it over. It was signed in 2011 by Jim Shore, this piece. There's his signature, and it says 11. That's pretty awesome. It is a musical chime. Now, when this piece came out, it was very expensive. It was $80. It was one of the largest snow globe pieces ever made. And it's, again, like I've mentioned, it's become very challenging now to come across, and it has gone up in price. When it first launched, it wasn't that difficult to come across, but it has been. It's adorable. And now retails for over $150 on the secondary market. She has the snowflakes, and it's almost a replica of this one. It's inspired by it with the same dress, but still different. I ended up getting this on eBay for like $60 years later. I didn't get it in 2011. This piece was released in like 2009. Following that piece, he made quite a few holiday pieces, so let's dive into those, why won't we? Again, I can't promise you I'm going to get the order right, but I'm going to try my best. And the next piece is this one. This one is called, oh crap, that would have been really bad. Good Things to All Who Believe. Fair warning, there's a little drawer where you can keep like little matches or something in there. That would have been bad, and I forgot about that. It is a mixed media piece where she's being sustained by this metal rod. She's flying on this wreath as you zoom in. I love the base on this so much. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It is a beautiful base. And there she is holding the bow by the wreath. It is a gorgeous piece. And as she's hovering, I love that concept as well. And there's quite a few pieces like that where she's hovering. 1, 2, 3 pieces. So there you have it. When this one originally came out, it was $40, and now, again, you can still find the secondary market for under $100. It hasn't gone up too drastically. And I could be wrong. Following that piece, we're going to do this one. This one's name is Tinkerbell, Tinkerbell Jingle, and it is a bell. How freaking darling is this? It is a bell, and it is gorgeous. It's really a life-size bell, and there she is on top of it with her red outfit. How beautiful. And it's the first time we see her in this all red outfit, holiday Santa outfit, and it does have bells inside. I don't recommend doing that because it is made out of resin, but there are bells inside and it does chime, which I like that mixed media aspect. But I wouldn't use it. And I just love, look at the details, all the rose molding gold details on this bell. It is absolutely breathtaking. Classic Jim Shore, where everything was so detailed, and all his rose molding details were heavily, they transcended throughout all these pieces. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. Following this piece, we have this one. I actually got this as a gift from my ex, my first ex. It's the only time an ex actually gave me an actual piece. This one's called Tinkerbell, Let the Season Ring. It was his Christmas present to me. It is so freaking darling. Also still quite easy to come across. When this piece launched, it was $50. She's hanging. She's a little bit of a larger scale, and she has this ribbon, like this holiday ribbon thread, and she has these little ornaments that jingle. Want to be careful with this piece. It is fragile, so be mindful when moving it. You don't want to bang it because she's just being sustained by that. But it is absolutely darling. You can still find this in the secondary market. Of course, it has gone up more than what it was from $50, but I do believe you can find this for anywhere from like under $100 to like no more than $120. And there you have it. Following this piece, we have this one. And this is, oh my god, one of my favorites. This one is called Tinkerbell, Have You Been Naughty or Nice? And as we zoom in, we're going to look at the nice side. So here she is, all innocent, and as you can see on the base right here, it says nice, and the list says nice, and right on the list there's names, and it's Peter Pan, John, Michael, Nana, and Wendy. How cute is that? Mind you, Wendy's on the bottom of the list. And then when you turn it over to naughty, right, you have her grunted, and then she's holding the paint. So she's holding the paintbrush right in her hand, right? And it's dripping in red paint as you zoom into the details. And there's actually red paint splattered on the floor. And as you read the naughty list, you have Captain Hook, Shmi, and then Wendy in red, which is hilarious. This piece originally launched for $60. It has become far more challenging to get. You can still find it, but it has gone up in price. It retails for over $120, $150 on the secondary market. Not too challenging to come across, but it has gone up in price. Following that, we have this piece. Now, this piece is one of the most difficult pieces to get in this collection. It took me a while to complete it. It's the first time you're seeing it. It was part of a 3-part series of pieces that came out. And the name on this piece is Pixie Treasures. There's a felt-like material, and again, to be careful because it's magnetized. And what it is you see this weird hook, and it's kind of on a slant. This is actually a stocking holder. So you put this on the edge of a chimney or of a display, and you can hang your stocking. So it's very, very heavy. It's weighted. On the back, she is super, super darling. She has these little red pom-poms on her feet. You see her full body as she has her hands crossed over in this innocence. And inside the gift box, this has a metal lid. It's magnetized. There's a space. There's a gap. It's a hollowness, sorry, that you can put the little something in there. I don't know. I mean, I don't really see why that's useful. It's a very, very, very small gap, but you can probably put like a piece of jewelry or something. It is absolutely stunning. Now these are very limited in their run. Not all retailers were offered this by UNESCO. It was very challenging to come across, and they released, when they launched, they were each $65 or $70, and it was Tinkerbell, Eeyore, and Mickey. Of the three, she was the first one I got was Eeyore, then her, and the last one I got was Mickey. She's absolutely adorable, and now she goes on a secondary market for $150 to $200. I'm surprised she's not more, because she was very, 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 very difficult to get. They didn't make many of them, and I'm surprised the price hasn't gone up more than what it currently is. Following that, we have this piece, which is probably, in my experience, of all these pieces, these Tinkerbell holiday pieces, it's the most expensive one, and it is a Tinkerbell tree topper. First off, let's start, as you zoom in on the details, with the actual spring. So this is a spring, okay? You can place it on the top of your tree. I would not advise that at all, ever. She is a heavy topper, and still, even though it is designed to be a tree topper, I would not use it for those purposes. It's a collector's item, and if, God forbid, that were to fall, I don't want to be you. This piece is worth over $350 right now in the secondary market. It is the most sought after piece. I didn't even think that they only ever made one release. I never thought it was a limited piece, but because of its unconventional, it has gone up drastically. This piece originally retailed for $75. It's the only type of piece in all of Disney traditions that we've ever gotten as a tree topper. It's never been seen before. It's never been done after this. And what I love about this piece is she's kneeled upon the poinsettia, and then she has this little magic pixie fairy dust, and you can see it cascade through this glitter ribbon that goes through the piece. It's glued on the tip of the wand and to the edge of the leaf right here. Absolutely beautiful piece. I'm so glad I got it when it came out. Because this is a piece that I would be like scratching my head contemplating on spending $400 now to attain, because it's become very difficult to come across. Following that piece, very similar, a little bit of a larger scale. It's the same Tinkerbell, but she's sitting now on a similar poinsettia, and this is called Festive Fairy. This one also has gone up in price. It's a much larger scale of Tink, and of all the holiday Tinks, this is the largest scale of her. This is even larger than any of the Halloween or Valentines. This is the largest scale that we get her in. She has the little holly right on her hair. It's just a beautiful, beautiful holiday piece. It is so stunning. Originally, this piece retailed for $70. It has gone up drastically as well from that price. It goes now for anywhere from $150 to $200. Following that piece, we have this one. This is part of the Monogram series. Ooh. And this one is called Mary. And we got two of her. We have the one that you saw earlier, the Believe, and then we have this one. So you have her as a 360, so you see her front and back, which I love. Her legs she's being flirtatious. And it's part of, again, like we mentioned, it's the Holiday Monogram series. It says Mary on it. And I believe it's the only holiday monogram that we have. I'm not sure if we have one for Mickey. I think, yeah, we do. We have one that says Joy, Mickey as Santa Claus. You're not going to see that one because it's boxed up with holiday, but you'll see that next year in 2022. Super, super, super cute piece. Love, 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 love this piece. I love the detailing here. This one has gone up, and this one retails anywhere from like $80 to $100 now in the secondary market. We also have this one. This is part of the holiday collection. It's called Touch of Holly, and it is Tinkerbell sitting. It's a snow globe as she's sitting, very similar pose to this one. She's sitting on like this holly. It is adorable. They also made this in a Mickey Mouse piece, and there's another one. I think it's a Winnie the Pooh. So they made a Winnie, a Mickey, and a Tinkerbell in the snow globe piece. They each retailed for $30. You can still find them relatively under $100 each, anywhere from like $60 to $100. Following this piece, we have this piece over here. I'm going to stand to get this one. All right, and the name on this piece is Having a Ball. And it's Tinkerbell sitting on top of this beautiful, beautiful ornament. It is a massive life-size ornament. I love the mixed media details of the metal hook here. I think that's so awesome. She looks innocent as she's looking upward, and she has the holly on her hair. It's an adorable piece. This piece retailed for about $65. You could still get it under $90, $85. What haven't we done? Next one we have is this one. Now, these I'm not going in chronological order. I really don't know when these all came out. All the ones I've just spoken into, I got them when they launched. The rest came out afterwards, and I got them much later. This one's called Tinkerbell Sweet Traditions, and it's Tinkerbell holding standing next to a candy cane. I love the base, love that brown base with the rose mulling details, and as you zoom in up until the candy cane, I love it. The candy cane has this beautiful, beautiful rose mulling detail. Her dress has that bright pistachio green color. And for another time, we see a variation in her wings. Her wings are not white. They're actually like painted with like a wash of teal. And then they have a blue hue under the rose mulling signature detail that he places on his pieces. It's an adorable piece. You can still get this piece for under $80. It initially launched for $50. Then we have this piece. The name on this piece is called Tink the Season. That's adorable, Tink the Season. And the base is a very chunky base. This one has become difficult to come across. I personally paid $80 for this, and it was challenging to get it, and I bought it about a year ago. And now it retails for over like $120. It's anywhere from like $120 to $150. They didn't make many of them, and it is a challenging piece to come across. She looks adorable as she's holding that, in that red dress, as she's holding that green red gift. And then what I really love about this is her wings. It's a different design on her wings. We got this star aspect to it in the way her wings are pointed versus that traditional rose molding. We have this geometric star print, which is different. She's also much larger in scale than many of the others, and I just love it. And this base is massive. It's a chunky, chunky, chunky base. Following that, we have this one. This one is quite relatively easy to get, and it's called Stocking Stuffer. And you have this stocking. She's flying over it as she's holding it upright. And the base, on the base, you're going to notice this blue ornament. And then inside the actual shoe, you notice all the ornaments. As a gift, there's a candy cane, there's another ornament. And I love about the ornaments, it does have this metal detailing right on the tip of them, which is really, really nice. I like when I have that mixed media. Jim's pieces, whenever he incorporates mixed media, I've mentioned this before, is absolutely remarkable. Following that, we have this piece, which is sought after. It's part of also a 3-part series that he made, and it's Spirit of Season. And there was 3 pieces in this collection he made for the holidays. This is the first one we're going to talk about. And she is standing over a gift as she's holding, dangling a holiday ornament. She looks adorable in her Santa hat. It's a flat wing, and you only have rose mulling details on this upper right, which we haven't seen that either. Usually you get the rose mulling details all over the wings. We only have them on one wing. This piece, when it initially launched, it was like $45 to $55. They made a Tink, Mickey, and a Winnie the Pooh. They have gone up drastically. The Winnie the Pooh is still easier to get, but the Tink has become a little bit more difficult to allocate. She goes for like about $80 to $100. And the Mickey has also gone up to that same price, $80 to $100. And the Mickey one was one of the last pieces I needed, and I actually allocated him about a month ago. One of the pieces I was missing. Following that, we have this piece. I love this piece. It's called Frost Fairy. I love the color of that base. I love that mint lavender mauve detailing on the bottom of the base. And then here finally we see her in a completely different outfit. She's wearing a winter green ensemble with the little fur lining. It is darling. I love her wings the most. Like, this is one of my favorite renditions of her wings because you have a snowflake print on her wings. Try saying that 3 times. snowflake print on her wings, snowflake print on her wings, snowflake print on her wings. I did it. But it is absolutely beautiful. And then she's holding this snowflake. It is gorgeous piece. Originally, when it launched, it was $45 to $50. It has gone up since then, but I believe you could still allocate it for under $110. Another piece that we have from the collection is this one, and this is Tink ice skating. It's called Skating Pixie. She's standing on one foot, and she has the other one up. It is a beautiful base. I love the way her hands are positioned, as if she's, you know, she's really taking momentum and skating. I love it. It's an in motion like piece. It is a beautiful piece. It is quite standard. She does have some fur lining on the bottom of it, but it is a beautiful piece nevertheless. Originally retailed for $50. It has gone up, but you can still, I believe, find this piece for under $85. I think we have two more pieces to discuss. Next, we have this one, which took me a while to get. I got it a year ago. It's called Holiday in Full Blossom, and a lot of people confuse this piece for the Valentine's Day wreath piece. They're two distinct pieces. This one is a lot more difficult to come across. It is Tinkerbell, originally retailed for $45. Tinkerbell holding a bouquet of poinsettias. First off, the base. Look how beautiful this holiday base is. It's so holiday with the green and the red diamonds. It is stunning. And then you come up and she has this almost like this mint green outfit. Her wings are beautifully done. And then this cascading bouquet, which is done so beautifully. This piece retails now for about $150 in the secondary market. And it is a very challenging piece to come across. It doesn't show up too often. It shows up about maybe 4 times a year in the secondary market. And the last piece in our collection to complete this video, right? About damn time. I'm hoping this is going to be like an hour and a half video and not 2 hours. Wish me luck. I mean, if you're watching this, it is what it is. It's already been edited. This one is called Pixie Dusted Present. This was also part of a series that Jim made. It was the part of like this frosted glitter collection where he made when he made Chip and Dale, he made a Mickey, he made a Dumbo, he made it was a Dumbo piece. He also made a Jiminy Cricket piece as well. And they are, I believe there's one more piece he made and I just can't think about it. I'm thinking it's something to do with Winnie the Pooh and I could be wrong. But they are absolutely darling, these pieces. As you zoom in on the details, she is putting her little pixie magic on this gift, which I love. First off, let's look at this gift. This gift is beautiful. From the detailing of the green, and then all of everything that's on that green bow wrapped around is encrusted with glitter. And then you have that same incrustation on the pom-poms of her feet, and you're also going to experience that on her wings. It is to die for. I love her in her pose when she's bent over like that. It's just such a dainty pose. It is absolutely stunning. Now, before we conclude this video, we do have another piece coming out. I am taking pre-orders on that right now, so you can order that with me. That's the image you see right there, and it's Tinkerbell sitting on an Easter egg. It's going to be the first ever Easter Tinkerbell. That launches, it's estimated to launch February or March of 2022, so super excited for that release. There is another video. Right when you click on my channel, it is the featured video on my channel. I am taking pre-orders. You are getting free shipping and it's tax-free, and I'm guaranteed that you'll be the first ones in the United States to receive your pieces before anyone else. So if you are interested in any of the new 2022 pieces, it means the world. I am currently not being monetized on my channel, so I am, next year I'm working on a website, but as of now you can PM me on Instagram or Facebook. I'll put my links below, and it's on that video with the specific details on how to order them from me, and you can pre-order yours. Now, that is one option on how you can purchase that. sorry, that is one of the many. Again, if you do have a current retailer you buy from, I always say support your local small business and keep shopping and supporting their business. And there is another little special surprise I wanted to share with you. Most people have never seen this piece. It is, I know I'll probably never own any of the prototypes, but I have, this one piece is a prototype that was made back in 2009. It was intended to be released, and it never was released due to its very, 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 very complex. A piece like this has never been done before. One, it was very heavy. Before I even talk about it, it's this piece right over here. And I'm going to leave it up on the screen while I talk about it. And what this piece was, it was never released. I think less than maybe 10 were ever actually produced. And it was one that was flowing around from retailer to retailer because many images were made of it. And actually, there was a video once of it. There was this company that they went out of business. I think they were called Cherry Lane Collectibles. And they actually had a YouTube channel. And in the YouTube channel, they featured it. And they featured the actual piece. Well, that company went out of business and they terminated their YouTube account. So with it went that video. And it was the only way you can ever experience how this piece worked. Jim never even had it in his actual possession. He never actually had the piece that we know of that we have ever seen. And what this piece did was it sang, it rotated, it lit up, and it opened. And this flower it was closed. On the bottom, it was battery operated, so you had to turn on the light, turn on the musical chime, and then there was a button. And when you press the button, then the musical chime will play, and she would twirl around, and the petals would open up. And because of its complexity, what happened was pieces like that typically aren't made through one manufacturer. They're parts of pieces that are made through various manufacturers that then make it to the factory for final paint job, and then they're boxed and shipped out. So what was happening was they were experiencing damages with the piece because it's so complex. So it never hit mass production. But prototypes were made of it for marketing purposes. And I know it is out there. Someone owns it. Whether it's that one that Cherry Lane Collectibles made a video of, or whether it's multiple of them. I believe about anywhere from 4 to no more than 10 were ever made. If you own it, I want it. Hit me up on Instagram. Name your price.